I never ever really thought about doing anything other than making music until I went to prison. You know what I'm saying? I always felt like, yo, I'm gonna be the biggest rap artist that Virginia has ever seen, and I'm going to put niggas on. Like that was the way I felt, you know. And there was a time when I felt like, you know, it was a lot of people popping, but they all had somebody major behind them. You know what I'm saying? Right. And I'm like, shit, I ain't got none of that shit behind me, and my name ringing just as hard as the groups that they pushing or the people they pushing. So I felt like, you know, when this thing pop off, it's gonna be so many people who gonna be able to validate everything that I'm saying and doing, that it's gonna be undeniable. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and no disrespect to no other rappers or rap crews, because I had love and respect for a lot of them. But, you know, people had Michael Vick, they had Pharrell, they had Iverson, they had Timbaland, they had all of these people behind them. All I had was the streets.
Real shit, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right. That's really,
yeah, nah.
That's like you said, that's undeniable. You can't front on that.
When did you... Go ahead.
No. I was just saying, you know, so that just made me felt like that when it does pop, you know, is people gonna have to say, you know what, I gotta give it to him, dog. He did it really, really from the mud. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, that's real shit, man. That's one thing I definitely got out of your story. When and how did the Mick Benzo relationship come about?
Well, my homeboy Cold Crush Ken, Mick is his uncle, and he used to tell me about Mick, but I had never met him. So one day, Mick, he had a restaurant that he had opened in Norfolk called McBenzo's Fish and Chips, and he was bringing Fat Joe and all them down to like a grand opening. So my homie was like, "Yo, I'm gonna take you over here, and I'm gonna introduce you to my uncle, and you gonna spit for Fat Joe and them." So we went over there, and something had happened. Fat Joe and them was on their way, and they had to turn around and go back to New York. So he was like, "They coming tomorrow." So we went back that next day, and DJ B was out there DJing, and at the time I had already did a couple of promos for B. So Mick kind of put me on the spot, you know. Ken was like, "Yo, this is my boy I was telling you about." So it's something I'll never forget. Eric B was in the room. King's son was in the room. Armageddon from Terror Squad. Fat Joe. All of them was just in the room, and Mick kind of put me on the spot. Like, everybody want to be a rapper. Everybody think they can spit. Well, let me hear you spit then, and you bet not be whack. So I just kind of went crazy right then. And I remember Fat Joe's reaction. He hopped up like, "Yo, where you from? Where you from, Mick?" You know what I'm saying? And Mick had like a smile on his face. And he told me, "I'm gonna make you a star." And a couple of weeks after that, you know, he reached out to me. He wanted to know if I had, how many songs I had recorded. And at that time, I didn't have a lot of big KEV songs recorded. You know what I'm saying? So I had a couple of songs that me and Don P had done or whatever. So Mick had put me with this guy named Scott. He had a state-of-the-art studio, and we went in there and started recording. And the first record that I actually recorded was the We Can Get It On record, which was the record that got me signed to Loud Records. You know what I'm saying? And Mick was a one thing I learned about Mick is that when you know people and you can make moves, Mick could make phone calls and make shit happen just like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And he was the first person to ever put some money in my pocket.
This was the first big step for you as a solo artist after, you know, certified dope, you know what I mean, went their ways. The meeting with, you know, running into McBenzo Would you say that was like the first step in the Big Kev solo career? Okay. Yeah. So and going through all of this, man, you know what I mean? On this music journey, from having a group come from, you know, friends and brothers that you had met along the way, seeing that, you know what I mean, go their separate ways. Now you on the grind at this point. You get with Mick Benzo, and you've been working hard on this music shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Created a little buzz for yourself, and you finally get to signing. You know what I mean? Was it Pay Up Records with Mick Benzo, correct?
Yeah, Pay Up Records, and he had distribution with Loud.
Distribution with Loud. Yeah, I remember hearing you talk about the phone call with Steve Rifkin and calling Mom Dukes, man. And you know, this is where I'm coming to. So you get to the situation where you actually get compensated for your music efforts, man, to want to celebrate it with the fam, man, and then, you know, you lose your mother, man, or she, you know, has a situation after you just spoke to her, you know what I mean? Telling her, look, Mom, this what happened. We popping, you know what I'm saying? I got a record. They done cut me this bag. I'm about to bring you some chips. And then you get a phone call from your aunt, man.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's heavy, bro. That shit, when I watched it, you know what I'm saying? I connected, bro. You know, I lost my grandmother like that. You know what I'm saying? So,
sure.
I mean, that's tough, man. You know what I'm saying? How was you able to move on from that and keep it pushing? Because at this time, you're 19 years old.